And he's got a massive week around the club, but at the heart of that is a very winnable football match.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got a lot of confidence after the week we've had. We like playing at home, and it's going to be a near sellout. So the opportunity's there for us. We know it's going to be tough. We played really well for an hour. For the final hour on the Sunday at their place, and we know that we can cause them problems. But they're going to be wounded after a poor result on Saturday, and they don't want to lose to a non-league side. So we know it's going to be a tough one. But we know that with the backing that we've got here and the ability we've got on the pitch, that we can cause them a few problems and hopefully go through.
And the momentum around the team is building, and the team are looking like they're able to win matches in different ways. Grind it out on Saturday, or able to beat the teams playing stylish football.
Yeah, and that's what you've got to do. And the pleasing thing about it is that we've had a lot of injuries, and the players that have come in have responded really well. And in months gone, we've struggled with bringing players in, and they haven't really adapted and haven't done it on a consistent basis. But the momentum that we have got is carried through with the players, and they're determined to be in the side, and they want to stay there and show what they can do. We've had some really good performances individually and as a team. I say it's not going to be perfect every week, and sometimes you can come up against a side who will make it life very difficult for you. You can't forget that both Kidderminster and Nuneaton have had a 10-day break before they played us. Where we've had game after game after game, not just physically but mentally, it's draining. And we're going to have the same again on Saturday against Eastleigh. They're going to have a 2-week break or 10-day break before they play us because of what happened with the Lincoln Hotel. So, it's a difficult period for us in terms of who we're playing against and the injuries we've got and everything. But when you're playing well and you're getting the good results, you want the games to come thick and fast, and that's what we've got. And it was key to win the game on Saturday so that we could really look forward to this game against Portsmouth, knowing that we've done what we had to do for the previous week in the league.
Has what you know about Portsmouth, has what you thought of their team, their setup, changed since the first game?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I think that when we played there, we didn't cope very well in the first half an hour, and we obviously made a change, and that really sparked us off and made it work. Them being away from home, they've played a different formation in all their league games and haven't done great. Whether they stick to that or whether they change it, is neither here nor there. We know how they play, and we know that we can cope with either way that they play, and we can adapt as well. So, we know that if we can get some players back fit and get them on the pitch, then we will play to our strengths, and that's what we've got to do. We're at home in front of the cameras. We want to take the game to them. And with them having a poor result on Saturday, they're going to be under pressure to beat us. And we're the underdogs, but we're confident in our ability and confident in what we can do, and we enjoy playing at home. And we want to show the fans what we can do.
And on the face of it, Portsmouth's away record is poor, only one win away, struggling for goals as well. But I think they've played 5 of the top 7 in League Two away from home, so they're not as struggling as maybe people think. That record is somewhat false.
Yeah, exactly. And they've got individuals that can turn games, and they've got a very, very strong squad. And you look at the players that they can change it with, and they've probably got 2 11s that could cope pretty well in League Two. So we know it's going to be tough, and whatever side they put out will be very difficult. And they've got players probably chomping on the bit to prove that they should be playing in the team every week, and that haven't been. But obviously the players know their squad, and we've briefed them on them before we played them before, and we will do again today about them for tomorrow's game. But whoever plays for them, we'll have to cope with that. It's about what we do, and we're confident that if we play the way that we do with the energy that we've got and the quality and make life difficult for the opposition, that we can really put in a good performance, and that's what we want to do again. If we do that and they have an off day, then we want to get through to the next round.
And that's what it always comes down to. It's worrying about what you can do rather than the opposition.
Yeah, I think you can get too caught up with the opposition, and it takes the focus off the players. And I believe in these players. I'm 100% confident in their ability, and I know that if the focus is put on them and what they can do, then they realise that we believe in them, and that gives them more confidence. And of course, they've got to be briefed on who they're playing against individually and as a team, just so they're not surprised. But if we you know, indicate and show them exactly what they should be doing as an individual, and get on with it, and let them get on with it, and show that we know that they can do the job, then they should be able to go out there and produce the performances that we need, and that's what we've done. Everyone knows that they're in the side for a reason. If they play to their best for that particular reason, then we can get the win, and that's what we're about, and that's what we have been about, and the players know that, and they know that their roles in the team are specific, and if they stick to those and do those well, then if we collectively we can be a good team.
And particularly backed by what, as you've already said, looks like being a sell-out home crowd.
Yeah, fantastic effort. Real big effort, particularly being on the television as well. It just shows what a club we can be, and what why this club has survived when everyone thought we were dead and buried, and the feeling around the place and the feeling for the club. It's times like these that the fans get rewarded with with opportunity to show what we are as a club, both on and off the pitch, and we've responded really, really well. Down at Fratton Park, took a fantastic following, and they supported us hugely, and we're a massive boost. And we know that they'll do the same tomorrow night, and they'll look forward to the opportunity of getting one over on Portsmouth, and showing everybody in the country that what a well supported team we are, and what a good club we can be. And that's what we hope that the long lasting memory of the game is, that we're a good side supported by good fans, and we're a good club that are progressing.
Injuries, the word is never far from either of our lips. Are you hopeful that some of those players who didn't make it on Saturday are going to make it for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't want to push a couple of them. They were reasonably close, but we're not just looking at tomorrow night's game. We're looking at December and the amount of games we're coming up. And if we're to maintain the momentum we've got, then we need to have as many bodies available as possible. So we're hopeful that 2 or 3 will train today, and if they get through today, then they'll be available for selection tomorrow, which is obviously a big boost for us. And gradually over the next week or two, I'd imagine that we get a couple more back as well. So we're getting there. It's a slow process, but fortunately, we got through the weekend without any injuries. Huge effort from the players. They've had Sunday and Monday off just to get themselves back together. The players that were injured were all in on Monday to do the rehab and do the work they needed to be ready for training today. And then we'll be ready to go tomorrow night. And the longer we can go on without picking any more injuries is going to be key, because we have had some tough injuries. But the players have worked extremely hard to get through it, and Russ and all the medical people, the masseurs and all the sports scientists that come in free, they're free of charge, and donate their time. They've been tremendous for us and really helped us out, and it can't be underestimated the amount of work that people do for us and for the players. And that's an opportunity for them to be involved in a game tomorrow night as well, where they get their reward.
And when everybody, or close to everybody, is back fit, it shows what a strong squad this will be.
Yeah, I mean, we're still want to strengthen. We know that we've got a few real tough games. Southport away after Eastleigh, and Wrexham away are 2 really difficult games. Gary Brumby's not been beaten in the 9 games that he's played at Southport. Very, very tough place to go on a Tuesday night, and that'll be really tough. And then Wrexham obviously have not had a great run, but playing at the racecourse is always very, very tough, especially when they're wounded and they want to get a result. So we know that the rest of November is going to be tough, and then we go into a really difficult December period where got a lot of different types of games, including the trophy. So we probably need to bolster the squad by 1 or 2 maybe, looking at the injury we've got and how quickly or slow they're going to recover. So we want to push on, and we know that we're catching the teams in the top half, and we want to build that momentum and pick a few off and keep going past them.
And that squad has been further boosted by the news that Dan Holman is extending his loan from Colchester until January. That's, as you said on Saturday, he's been the catalyst for this resurgence. Yeah,
I really think so. It's it's similar to last year when we brought Mark Phillips and Manny in. I think there was a feeling around the place. You just got an impression, not from the players, but just a general malaise around the place, thinking, we're not going to do it. And we wanted to show that we were still fighting and we were still in there, and to bring players of the quality of Manny and Mark Phillips in gave everyone a boost. And the same's happened again. we've struggled with injuries in September. We had a poor September, the same as we did last year, and there's nothing we could have done about that. But we've been trying, and we have tried to get the right players in, and bringing Mark and Manny back, and people like Dan Holman in has given everyone a boost, and Andre McCollin as well. That has all sort of sparked everyone into life and realised that we're not settling for another season of just ticking along. We want to do something, and that's shown in the cup run. We've shown that we're capable of it, and bringing key players in that can help us is a massive part. I don't want to bring players in who aren't going to contribute. They've got to be in the first team, and they've got to show people why they've been brought in. And Dan Holman's a prime example of that. He said that Manny was excellent again. At the weekend he really responded to playing in there and did very, very well. But Dan Holman, not only the work rate, but his assists and his goals have been key to us. And he's a great lad. Love having him here. He enjoys his work, and we let him get on with it. And he's just loving playing football again. And to extend it to January is a big thing for us. We're really, really pleased about that. And we're hopeful that in January we may be able to revisit and hopefully keep him here for the rest of the season. But that will be down to both clubs and the player himself. So the initial thing was to get him to January and get him playing more games.
And you think back to his cross for Jordan Roberts' goal at Fratton Park, it was such an unexpected moment. I think lots of Shots fans thought he was running down the blind alley, and then he suddenly set up a goal. And it's performances like that extra bit of quality that you say Mark Phillips has brought, Manuel Leakey, Dan Holman, players that are already here. There are players who could easily fit into the Portsmouth side and will give them problems.
Yeah, and that's the pleasing thing for me. It's an opportunity for our players to show they are good players, and we know they're good players, and they need a stage to go and perform. And it's, in front of big crowds, sometimes you can freeze, but I was really confident before the game that the lads would respond, because we've dealt with pressure over the last 18 months, and they've all done it fantastically well. And to prove that they're good players as well as can work hard and are a good team, that was the most pleasing thing for me out of all of it. But key moments in games, Dan Holman's cross and Jordan's goal just before half time was a real big fillip for us, and and able to go on the second half and push forward. But you need players who can individual pieces of skill or quality, or but he does it through his work rate, and he creates chances for himself, and he makes life difficult for the opposition. And everyone's responded to the work we've done in training. Everyone's responded to the players that have come in. Everyone's responded to the way that we've upped the tempo in the way we want to play. And it's shown that when you do that, not only in the conference but in League Two as well, that you can get results, especially if you've got players who are capable and have got good ability. So everyone's responded, and we just got to keep it going. We're not the finished article yet by a long stretch, but there's a huge belief amongst the squad that we can go out and produce a performance like we did at Portsmouth every week. But even if we don't play that well, we can still grind out results like we did against Nuneaton, and winning 1-0 against anyone is a good result, and especially after a away performance where another clean sheet. So the defensive side of it is not just the back four and the goalkeeper, it's the whole team. It's their responsibility, and then we've got enough attacking potency to go and score goals.